In the last two classes, we have seen a number of example DFAs for accepting languages. Today's agenda is to discuss the formal definitions and notations for defining a deterministic finite state automaton. So let us start with the definition of an alphabet set. An alphabet set, sigma, is a finite set of symbols or letters. For example, sigma 1 is an alphabet set with three symbols in it, A, B and C. Another example is the binary alphabet denoted as sigma 2. Okay, sigma is say typical representation for an alphabet set. So we will be using sigma in this course for representing an alphabet set. Okay. Now the next definition is, what is a string or a word? A string or a word over a given alphabet set sigma is defined as a finite sequence of letters from the alphabet set sigma. For example, AA, BA is a string over sigma 1. A sigma 1 is set ABC and each symbol here is a symbol from the alphabet set. So any sequence of finite symbols is called a string or a word. Another example is 101 is a string over the binary alphabet set. Okay, so now we know what is an alphabet set and what is a string. And a special kind of string called empty string is the string of length 0. So in the theory we need this string and later we can see its uses, and the empty string is represented by epsilon, and which is a string with 0 alphabets in it. And the length of a string is nothing but the number of letters in it. For example, length of this string is 4 and length of this string is 3. Okay, so length of 0 is a special string which is called the empty string, denoted by small epsilon. And not that the alphabet set is not relevant for the empty string, because for both sigma 1 and sigma 2, empty string is the same, epsilon. Okay. Now, look at the set of all strings over a given alphabet set. So given an alphabet set sigma, sigma star denotes the set of all strings possible on sigma. For example, you can see examples, but there is an interesting question. Being sigma star a set, what is its cardinality? We know that sigma is a set of symbols, and sigma star is another set, which is the set of all strings over sigma. It is a set. The question is, what is its cardinality? Okay, we can try to answer it using some example. When sigma is the null set, what is sigma star? Sigma star is the set of all strings. Is there any possible string from sigma when it is null set? Yes, there is one. What is it? It is the empty string. Because for the empty string, you don't need a letter. So only one string is possible, which is the empty string. Okay. And another example is, and suppose you have a single letter in your alphabet set. Then what is sigma star? You can see that you can have a string of length 0, that is the empty string, then string of length 1, then string of length 2. Likewise it goes. That is, even if you have a single letter, then sigma star is infinite. Okay, so this is an exception, and if you have at least one symbol in sigma, then the answer to this question is infinite but countable. Okay, it's very clear that it is infinite. Now the question is, why is it that it is called countable? Because countable means the elements of that set can be enumerated or listed. That means if you give me a countable infinite set, I can tell you what is the first element in it, what is the second element in it, what is the third element in the given set, etc. That is, if we can list the elements in some order, the first one is the first element, second one is the second element, etc. Okay, if that is the case, then that set is called countable. Okay, and why is it that sigma star is countable? You can enumerate or list the elements in lexicographic order. And what is lexicographic order? Another example you take, suppose sigma is set AB. And what is sigma star? You can list it in this order. The string of length 0, then the strings of length 2, then strings of length 3, after that strings of length 4, etc. When you take a string of length 2, you list the elements in lexicographic order. Okay, so it doesn't matter in what order you list, but if there exists an order in which you can list, then the set is called countable. So for this set sigma star, here we have a particular order in which the elements can be listed. So we know the first element is sigma is empty string, second element is A, third element is B, fourth element is AA, etc. And what will be the next element? In this order it will be AAA. So we know which is the ith element, we can list it. And then it is what is called a countable set. Okay. And if that is also not possible for an infinite set, it is called an uncountably infinite set. And we will see an example today itself. Now the next definition is for a language. Given an alphabet set sigma, what is the language L over sigma? And it is defined as a set of strings over sigma. Okay, any set of strings is called a language. Or mathematically you can say that a language is any subset of sigma star. What is sigma star? Set of all strings. So what is a subset of sigma star? A set of strings. And that is the definition, a set of strings. Okay, so a language is any subset of sigma star. Examples. Suppose the alphabet set is AB. Then I am saying that L0, that is a null set, is a language. Is that correct? Yes, because null set is a subset of sigma star. Now, L1, which is the set epsilon, the language with only one string, which is the empty string, that is again a language because it is a subset of sigma star. Then L2, AB, AABA. Yes, it's again a language because it is a subset of sigma star. Another example is this, the set of all strings with odd number of A's. That is what I am listing here. Okay, etc. So I am giving you 4 examples with cardinality 0, 1, 2 and infinite. Okay. So that is a language. It's any subset of sigma star. Now, a very interesting question. How many languages are there over a given non-empty alphabet set sigma? That is, if you are given with a non-empty alphabet set, then what is its cardinality? Its cardinality is actually uncountably infinite. Okay, that means the set of all languages over a non-empty alphabet set sigma is uncountably infinite, meaning no one can tell what is the first language, what is the second language, what is the third language, etc. Or in other words, the set of all languages cannot be listed in any order. So we have to prove it. Okay, we may be doing it in the next class, and I request you to try how to prove it. In fact, you can use method of contradiction by applying the diagonality principle on it. So maybe you can search in the internet and try to see how will you prove it. See you in the next class. Thank you.